Guys, so we got this nice little bonus training for you, which is something that I'm implemented. I've spoken to all the other coaches in my downline, and they're super invested in getting involved in this as well. And obviously, all of you guys that are watching this as well, I highly, highly recommend doing this as well. As we all know, for a lot of you guys that are new, you're still working full-time jobs, you've got family to look after, all these sorts of things that come with everyday life. And the idea of doing this, what we call a 70-day sprint, we'll normally do it for 30, 60 days, obviously a month or two or something like that. As of today, starting today for me, which is the 23rd of September, Monday, this takes us right till basically the 1st of December. Works out to be about 70 days, right till the 1st of December, before a lot of us get crazy busy when you're on holidays. You've got Christmas to think about, you're putting extra money aside for holidays and Christmas and all that stuff. So you're probably going to drop off around that time of the year, which is pretty natural. So why not really put absolutely everything into this business? Like I said, I'm well aware that you guys get very busy and stuff, but my job as a coach and a mentor and a leader for all you guys is to be giving you guys as much, stuff that you can be doing, and me being able to help you through that process as well. And what I think is this is really going to ramp everybody up, because you guys can sit back and watch us as leaders and mentors too. Like I said, I'm going to be having everyone else, all the leaders under me as well. If you guys are in Nathan's team, he's doing this with me. We're going to be holding ourselves accountable. You guys can watch us working harder than ever. And this is the time now, when people have maybe been in for 4, 5, 6 weeks, you're still not really getting much momentum going. Maybe you're starting to question things. Things are going a bit stale. You're finding it hard. You're looking for that extra little bit of motivation. Now is the time. So I highly recommend getting involved, doing this with us, and really doing it as a team. This is the greatest thing about this business, that we all have coaches and mentors above us that are willing to do these extra things like this and spend time doing this stuff for you guys. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to help each other succeed, especially for you newer guys. We really want to get you to like 4A as quick as possible. And then you guys will start to see the momentum in the business. All of a sudden, you're probably cutting back your hours at work. You're probably starting to think about maybe doing this full time now. And this is the idea. I really believe, even for you guys that are really, really new, that maybe even had 0 sales yet. As we know, it's team sales as well. You don't have to do all this yourself. So I think realistically, within 70 days, everyone, like I said, even starting from you newer guys, you should all really be achieving to get to 4A minimum, absolute minimum, over these next 70 days. Imagine that coming into Christmas time, and you've got those 30 sales under your belt. You've got really good people in your team. And then you can actually think about, maybe I can take that extra week on holidays and just do my online business with me. So let's really, really try and ramp things up, guys. Like I said, it's going to start with me. All the other leaders are super, super invested. So we really want to test some of you guys in our team as well. Like I said, this is a time now where people separate themselves. Who is really, really committed? As you guys have seen from the previous training too, we've now given you guys like another 4 or 5 options. You're going to be having multiple different accounts. You're going to be able to boost those posts. So there's no excuse now why people can't be getting leads and really, really building momentum. So now that we all have these extra trainings and you guys can start putting this into practice, like I said, this is a time period now where there's absolutely no excuses, and we really want to get the best out of you guys. And like I said, put a little bit of onus on you guys. Who is actually here to build this dream lifestyle that you've all been craving for? Because you know that I am. I'm always trying to get better. I know the leaders in my team are trying to get better. And we get better by helping you guys get better, which, like I said, is the greatest part about this business, that we as leaders get to see you guys grow and spend more time with your kids and, quit your day job and maybe move overseas to Dubai and do these things that I've been doing. We're really trying to instill that in you guys as leaders. So once again, guys, let me share my screen. I've just put something super simple here together. Now, feel free to, we're all obviously at different stages in this business. So if some of these feel a little bit unrealistic for you guys, feel free to adjust them a little bit. Some might not be relevant. I do little things a bit different to you guys. But let's just go through these here. So I've just brought this up for you guys as well. What I'll actually do is I've just saved this as a photo. What I might do is for anybody that wants this, I can just flick this across to you guys. Maybe you want to print it out and stick it on the fridge. Maybe you want to just jot it down on a bit of paper. But the whole purpose of doing this, as we know, we have, weekly calls, sometimes daily with people, and they're going, oh yeah, I'd love to get 5 leads this week. And then you speak to them a couple of days later, oh, sorry, man, I was busy. This came up, XYZ, excuse. Like I said, this is a real test phase. Who is here to quit their job, live that dream lifestyle, and who is here just to kind of go through the process, lean back on these excuses? Because when I've done this before, like I said, you really start to see people separated, and you don't want to be that one person in your team, when 4 or 5 others embrace it and skyrocket to 4A, and then you're sitting there going, oh shit, I wish I'd actually got involved in this, because now they're all quitting their jobs and I'm still stuck here working this job that I don't want to be doing. So these are absolutely great. We've put some goals in place. We've set a time limit, and there's no reason, like I said, why we all can't achieve these things. So let me just break these down a little bit as well. Like I said, some of these might not be relevant for you guys. But like I said, I think this is very realistic with the new techniques and training you guys have that you've just watched all above this. So as you can see, 3 times content daily on either Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever your favorite is. I recommend using them all. Even if you guys think, oh shit, I don't have the time to be doing, 3 posts every day. As you can see, when I've put below there, minimum one of them is boosted posts at all times. So like I said, that's not an excuse anymore with the new training everybody has. It's not like, oh, I didn't have time to put up ads. If you don't have time to put up ads, when you've got time, what I'll do is say on a Sunday, I'll put 6 ads together, at the same time, and then I can just run 3 of them in the background all day. So for you guys that have a full-time job, maybe you do that on Sunday, 3-4 hours a your day on a Sunday afternoon when you've got time at home. That is your content day. So maybe you whip up 5, 10, 15 bits of content throughout the week because you might be busy during the week. So like I said, this is going to separate people. Those sorts of excuses don't fly when we do these challenges, because like I said, everybody has time. If you don't have time during the week, find some time on the weekend, put these training videos together, and then you don't have to sit there filming 3 bits of content when you get home on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You've already got content there. And another thing what I mean by 3 bits of content every day, if you've already got 1 bit of content running for, say, a week in the background, that's already one of them done. You might decide, you just go, you know what? I've got 3 really cool bits of content that are getting traction. I'm just going to run them all, maybe spend $10 a day on each of them. Maybe it totals like $150 a week. If you don't have time to be putting content together, maybe just put 3 bits of content and just have them running every single day. Because like I said, then every single day, you're going to see those 3 bits of content running in the background. And then the next day, those same 3 bits of content. And then when you do get time, then you can, or maybe say this one's trailing off a little bit, it's not quite working anymore, I'm going to refresh some of this content. I can see by the analytics, it's dropped off a little bit. Not many people relate to it, but yet this other one's actually a lot more popular. So what I might do is delete that one, refresh it in a similar way to those other ones, and just keep playing around with that. So like I said, guys, with all these new techniques and stuff we have in place, there is really, really no excuses why we can't be ticking a lot of these goals off. So I hope that's pretty clear. The maximum spend you can afford. Now, what I mean by this is, like I said, again, what separates the people. A lot of you guys are really hard workers. You're very motivated. You've got money there. Whether that's maybe cutting back on some other things. Okay, well, what can I cut back on? Whether it's cigarettes, alcohol, unnecessary, just things maybe you're doing in life. You're like, maybe if I can cut back $50 a week, $100 a week on those things, I can now use that to boost my business. Like I said, with the new training and techniques we've got, and by having these goals set in place, there's no more excuses to say, I'm not getting leads, I'm not getting this. If you're not getting leads, maybe you're not spending enough money, maybe you're not putting in enough effort. And this becomes very, very evident. And we see this as a coach and a mentor Obviously, we've been doing this for a very long time now. So, like I said, this new system you guys have in place is amazing for you guys to just have leads pouring in on a daily basis, which leads me into my next one. So, just touching on that, guys, whether that's $50 a week, $100 a week, be super realistic. How serious are you about it? You go, fuck, you know what? I've got 5, 10 grand sitting in the bank. I'm just going to use 200 of that every single week, because by spending that much money, I'm actually going to be making sales, which will turn into more money. And then it's going to make you get away from your job quicker and bring in more money and more freedom. So start spending this money. This is why we're going to do ads, So like I said, that's what's going to separate some people. Maybe they just go, hey, look, I'm just willing to spend 3, 4, 5, $600 a month, just get a ton of leads coming in. And for people in my team, you just then send me the leads. I'll qualify them, do the Zoom calls, whether you're the other leaders, whether you guys are in Nathan's team who's taking care of it for you guys as well. We want to see you guys out there just bringing in a ton of leads, and then give it to us as your coach and your mentor, because we're doing this full time. I have the time to sit here and do 20 phone Zoom calls a day, whereas you guys don't. And that's why we're trying to make this super, super easy for all of you guys as well. So I really do hope you guys appreciate the effort that goes into stuff like this as your leaders, because like I said, we want to see you guys succeed as quick as possible, and then you guys start becoming 6A, and then it benefits us. And then all of a sudden you guys have got 6As and they're benefiting you. And this is why we work together as a team, and why we have such a really good, strong network in what we're doing at the moment. So like I said, 20 leads per week minimum. So like I explained in the last trainings, like I said, I think it was for $87 on TikTok. You could send that to, what was it? Well, thousands of leads it worked out to be. Or there's no excuse why, like I said, if you've got $100 a week to spend, you should really be getting your videos out to maybe like 100,000 people across all platforms. And don't forget the strategies that some of you guys are already using, through Facebook and this sort of stuff. Every time you post a reel or a story, that is for free. So you're not having to pay for that. So you should be doing that anyway. And then, like I said, maybe spending a little bit of time on a weekend to build one really good quality, whether it's put a nice, something nice in the background, or go down to the beach, or, film something that's going to relate and looks really professional and really well done. If you've got maybe 3, 4, 5 of those videos, you don't have to do this quick content per day, or, having to go through finding these pictures or AI images. If you've got like 3 or 4 really professionally done videos, you guys can just keep boosting them for months on end and bringing in leads automated without you having to spend any time or energy on it. So I think that's very realistic. Then out of those 20 leads, this is for me, I'm aiming to at least get 10 of them on a sales call. As we know, a lot of them are time wasters and all that sort of stuff. So I think that's pretty realistic too. Basically 50% of them. The way that I do things, as you guys can see at the bottom there, you might have seen them. I do a lot of lives, and doing like 5 lives a week, or, Monday to Fridays, doing it for 2-3 hours on end. All I talk about is the business and the clients that I want to work for. I say, hey, don't waste my time. If you're not ambitious, you don't have goals in life, if you're broke, just don't bother messaging me. I say, I'm looking to work with a certain type of people. If you guys want to live a lifestyle like I have, you can go through my socials, you can check it all out. Everything can be verified very easily, which builds trust. So what I'm finding is when people go to my links and hit that bio, they've already heard me talk for probably 5, 6, 7 hours on end. They've already built the trust, already built the confidence. They know I'm not looking for time wasters. So the intention is already set. And then everything else is super, super easy on the back of that. So whether you guys are doing lives or whether that's in a reel, this is stuff you guys want to start mentioning. Hey, look, I'm really successful at this, and I'm building a really amazing brand here. I am only looking to work with a certain type of people. If you don't meet these criteria, unfortunately, maybe this isn't for you. So rather than getting 100 people and 95 of them waste your time and they're all broke looking for an easy solution, why not get 5 people that have watched you and they relate to you, and that becomes a very easy sale. So I hope that's clear on that as well. 20 quad package sales minimum. So that's just a goal for me. A lot of us now within this business, within our network are all doing this stuff where it's trifectas or quads. So you guys can see, 4A is very, very achievable for some of you guys that have just come in as well. Like I said, if you make one sale and that's a quad, you're talking about 4 sales in one, and then you've got the 2 Ukons on top of that by the end of the year as well, or for 12 months down the track. So that's actually six sales right there, or 6 points right there. So all of a sudden, 20 is, as you can see, 70 team sales. All this stuff is very, very achievable very quickly. If you guys start breaking down, even if you've made no sales yet, and you're like, I'd love to be able to get to 4A, or say make 30 sales by that 70 days. You don't have to sell 30 machines. Like I said, one quad actually works out to be 6. So you sell 4 quad packages, there's 24 sales right there. And then you're bordering on, your 4A. You're almost there on the back of like 4 sales. This is what it comes down to, and the power of why we teach the way we teach, because it's great for all of us, for our businesses going forward. It's the best way to bring your client in, to give them the best chance at succeeding. And it just fast tracks absolutely everything. And then you guys can get away from those jobs and start building this dream lifestyle once you sort of get from 4A and beyond. It all flows really, really quickly, guys. So as I touched on there, 70 team sales, like I said, if you guys can sell like 5 quad packages, say you get 1 or 2 people in there that turn out to be really good, and then they go out to sell another 10, 15, 20 quad packages as well. All of a sudden, this is where you get to 70, 80, 90 sales. Seems very, very achievable very, very quickly on the back of maybe bringing in one really good person that's maybe done something similar. They've got a really big network. It's that power of one we always talk about. You're only ever 1 sale away from your business absolutely blowing up. But this is the time when we find out, like I said, guys, that 1 sale, if it's ever going to come, that sort of life-changing sale, it's going to be in a time like this where you're going all in, you're fully focused, you've got goals in place, no one's being lazy, we're all holding each other accountable. And this is why we do these sprints like this, because more often than not, this is where people change their lives, because we're all holding each other accountable. We've all got the goals in place, and there's absolutely no excuses with all the new stuff we're doing now why we can't be reaching these goals. They're very, very realistic. And then for me at the bottom too, I've got five lives per week, which I've been doing for a long time now. That's just another thing for me to be able to tick off. So that's about it, guys. What I will say too, use these as a bit of a ballpark. If you get really busy, or maybe you're sick and you end up in hospital for a couple of days, or your kids are or something, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm slipping a bit. Say 10 calls a week. Oh, I've only got like 4 this week. And maybe it's Saturday or Sunday. For me, that goes, all right, shit, well, I'm canceling everything on Sunday because I told myself I need to book 10 calls. All right, I'm going through my history. Which people have I talked to that maybe lost interest? Some of those friends that have maybe asked me before. You're going through your phone book, you're messaging everyone, you're reaching out to everyone. You're not accepting the failure. Like, oh, I could use this as an excuse. I got sick. I missed 2 days. My kids were a bit sick. This is the time where none of that flies. Like I said, or if I miss a live, what I'll probably do is, I've got 7 days, but say the full week's up, maybe I'm in hospital or something, miss a few days. Well, what I'll do, maybe I don't get 5 lives, but what I do, maybe 2 lives, but what I end up doing is maybe tripling the length of them. So I still put in the same amount of hours. So maybe I don't do 5 lives, maybe I do 2 lives, but I ended up actually doing the same amount of hours, if that makes sense. So this is the sort of stuff why we put these goals in place, guys. And we don't want to be accepting any excuses. Like I said, you fall a couple of calls short, or maybe you're only on 15 leads come Sunday, instead of like, oh shit, I got so close. Oh, that's probably all right. I'll make up for it next week. No, that is not acceptable, and this is why we do weekly calls. We want to hold each other accountable. Hey, how many are you guys on? How many did you get this week? Maybe we do them on a Saturday. I'll be probably touching base with everyone. Hey guys, it's Saturday now. You got Saturday and Sunday before next week. How are we all going? Are we short? What do we need to tick off? Okay, looks like you're spending some time at home this weekend. If you're really serious about this business, I'm going to need to see you get to that goal. Otherwise, you're just showing that mentality of, hey, when things get a little bit tough, I'm just going to lean back on excuses and I'll make up for it next week. Then you fall a little bit more behind, and then I'll make up for that next week. And then this is, like I said, then you see other people thrive. You should be aiming for that 10 sales calls a week. Sweet. I'm going to aim for 20. I'm going to bring in 40 leads and get 20. That should be your mentality through this process. So I hope that's helpful, guys. I hope that's really clear. Let me get out of this. Stop sharing that. Screen will just pop up. Give me 2 seconds, guys. It'll go black again here. All right. So I hope that really sinks in with a lot of you. Like I said, please keep in mind, we are here to help. That's why I take the time to do this for not only my team, but the other leaders in the team, for Nathan and his team. I'm even those, some of these guys, as you know, the business model, some of these people that are way down the chain within my business, I don't actually get really anything from doing that. But like I said, this is why I like to do these for you guys. Just to re-emphasize that, I'm still here to help you as a coach and a mentor and a leader for everybody in my group. And then even you guys like right down the bottom that may have not even maybe met me before. But this is why it's so powerful. And that should give you really good confidence, whether you're in another leader's team that are really good as well, helping you. But then you're like, oh shit, then I've got this other leader. I've actually never even met him, but he's taking the time to do these videos because he really wants to see me to succeed as well. So like I said, guys, please take this on board. And like I said, this is really going to separate a lot of people now in a good way, I think. And it's going to put pressure on you. Maybe if you start falling behind, it's going to put that good amount of pressure on you, like, oh shit, I'm falling behind here. Like this is actually working. They're all doing it. Instead of going, it's not working for me. It's not, you got to start looking at yourself and going, why is everybody else killing it all of a sudden doing this same thing? And why is it not having success for me? Maybe I'm being lazy or not committed or whatever it might be. But like I said, this next 70 days is really going to show you where you're at in this business, where you're at in life, how committed are you to actually succeeding in this business. So I think this is going to be an amazing 70-day, guys. I'll be keeping in touch with everyone, like I said, seeing how you're all going. So the best of luck with it, guys. And let's hopefully we can have a big live call, maybe all together on Zoom or something at the end of the 70 days. And we've got some amazing stories where you guys can be like, hey, thank you so much for this. This was the kick that I needed. This is the best thing that I've ever done. Now I'm going to start implementing this in everyday life. Now I write down a list for goals for every single week. Maybe you didn't realize this is what you actually needed, a bit of structure, someone to hold you more accountable, all these things. So I think this is going to be really, really beneficial for all of us, guys. So please embrace it and best of luck to everyone. Thanks, guys.